We're rolling.
That we are.
I'm going to take a picture of this little diorama that Sabrina built here on my desk. This is the fucking swamp right here. Okay, we're back. I got another Godfather because we're talking about the Godfather of vampire films.
Yeah.
You enjoying that Godfather there, Percival?
Yes. I suppose so.
Okay. Wait, let's get so Sabrina's in the picture here. There we go. Okay. This is the 300th episode, the 300th movie I have reviewed here on the Late Night Picture Show. And a few of which now here with Sabrina because, you know, she's part of the picture now. But as a special 300th episode here, we've got something fairly recent. And I know I've covered more recent movies now. Yeah. We did an Omen marathon with the newer Omen movie, and we did a Beetlejuice marathon with Beetlejuice. Oh, now we just called him again. And now I know there's like tons of like media swirling around this, and still a lot of swag being sold.
Great marketing.
And there's a chance since this movie, just barely went on sale to stream, there's a chance that you haven't seen this one. So be aware, spoilers. We might talk about stuff that'll spoil a movie for you. So, you know, skip this one until you watch it, just in case. Whoa, look at the shine on that. What's going on there?
Wow. Shiny.
Nosferatu
2024.
Succumb to the darkness, which we did.
Oh, yeah.
You did twice. Written for the screen and directed by Robert Eggers. We have Bill Skarsgård, Nicholas Hoult, Lily Rose Depp, Aaron Taylor Johnson. Why do so many people have dashes in their names now? Wait, my son has a hyphenated middle name.
There you go.
But last names. No, that's her first name, Lily Rose.
That's beautiful.
It is. Emma Corrin and Willem Dafoe, who we just talked about playing Max Schreck in a previous movie. And this poster's too pretty to throw too.
Oh yeah.
We're just going to set
beautiful.
that over there.
They released so many gorgeous posters for this.
You know, once upon a time I had a Patreon. And all of these posters and write-ups were available to the top tier. The person who signed up for the top tier would get all of that.
Wow, lucky bastard.
You see this? 6 seasons of Late Night Picture Show right there. Nobody wanted it. Okay, Nosferatu 2024. Not this year, but last year. Focus features, directed by Robert Eggers. I think we covered all these people. Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, from what I could tell, this is nearly scene by scene a retelling of Murnau's Nosferatu. Mm-hmm. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, just with more detail.
Yeah. Not as colorful as Herzog's, not as flickering. There was a lot of flickering back in 1922.
Yeah.
But absolutely beautiful. I'm going to let Sabrina talk a little bit here about performances and What did you think? I mean,
Performances, incredible. All of them. Lily Rose Depp, especially.
yeah,
No CGI. No CGI. All those movements were all her.
I was blown away by her performance, I'll be honest. And
I was too.
just like I haven't seen her in anything else.
Me neither.
I think she's been in other things, but
Yeah.
nothing that I've seen, and goddamn, I was blown away.
I was too. She did so good. They just came out with her like audition video. I don't know if you've seen it. Incredible.
No, I
Truly
need to see that.
Her
But-
performance was stellar. She was amazing.
And Nicholas Hoult was totally believable as, wait, what was his name?
Thomas?
The Thomas.
Yeah.
Did they change his name for the other one?
It was Thomas.
Yeah, we're back to Thomas. We're back to the original names from the worried times of 1922.
Nicholas Hoult did incredible. You could really, sense the fear. You could feel the fear that he had when he was in Orlok's castle.
Right. And he wasn't so dramatic that it was funny like in 1922.
It was genuine fear.
The guy who
I was
played
scared for him.
the guy who played Thomas in 1922 was like,
He looked like the guy from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, like Gene Wilder, like wildly overacting the part.
Yeah, and so happy for everything. It was crazy.
Yeah, zany. That's the word that comes to my
Zany.
mind.
I
Zany.
haven't heard that, but wow. Okay. New word added to my vocab. Okay.
And then Bill Skarsgård, I mean,
Incredible.
he had to play the part, yes, but the part was a lot the look and the feel, and also the sound. I don't know about you, but his breathing was making me genuinely concerned.
For me, okay. Yeah, the breathing. It was kind of hard in theaters to be able to understand what he was saying. Especially for the first time I saw it, the theater I saw it at, the bass was really heavy. So I could not understand him for the life of me. I was like, what is this man saying? At least the second time around, I could kind of understand. But I need to see this movie again with subtitles. Because his voice is so deep and he talks so slow. I'm like, what is this man saying? But he does great. The voice is incredible, but it's what? I'm going to need some subtitles here.
And I got what he was saying, but then after every line, dude, get to a doctor. You're going to die.
He's, yeah.
My son was coughing up stuff for 2 weeks. But if he started to breathe like Bill Skarsgård was breathing in this movie, I would have taken him to the emergency room because...
I mean, he is hundreds. How old is he?
He was 300 years old.
300, yeah.
So, yeah.
Old guy.
We'll give him that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then... Okay. Hi, Pickles. Did you come to see? Yes. Now, the bone of contention in this movie is that the vampire did not look like Count Orlok or Dracula from 1922 and 1979. He, in fact, looked like a Cossack from the era that Bram Stoker wrote about. And if you don't know anything about Cossacks, just look it up. Google it and look at the pictures and tell me that this Count Orlok didn't look exactly like a Cossack.
What's a Cossack?
Were you bothered by the mustache? They were a warrior tribe from the Ukraine and Romania back in the 1800s.
Okay.
So Bram Stoker wrote Dracula in 18s something or other. Mm-hmm. His character was based on Vlad the Impaler, who also had a mustache. But this character, this Orlok, was very much I mean, you can find a painting of a Cossack that looks exactly like Bill Skarsgård in this movie.
I mean, I think the costume design was incredible. The mustache, it did catch me off guard at first. I was like, is that a mustache?
Because you had just seen 1922 and 1979 right before you saw it.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, his face isn't bald, you know? And I think the biggest critique I see about this movie is the mustache.
Yeah.
But after learning more about, you know, Vlad,
yeah,
the Impaler, right, and how he had a mustache, I was like, okay, that makes sense. And when I watched it the second time around, I was like, this is more fitting. So the first time, it definitely caught me off guard. I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. And then I got used to it. And now I really like it, actually. I'm like...
And I honestly think that part of the problem is out there on the internet, there was a poster, and I don't know if it was a legit movie poster, but there was a poster that showed a vampire that looked much more like the original. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that one?
I feel like I have,
yeah. And so people might have gone in expecting to see a bald-headed, elf-eared vampire, and that's not like what we got.
The half hair.
Okay. And again, if you look at paintings of Cossacks from the era, the fucking hair is exactly how they wore their hair. The score.
Wait, we weren't done with the actors. Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Oh,
okay.
Hold on. We're with the performances. Aaron Taylor Johnson was
Friedrich,
the
Friedrich.
See, her friend's husband. The friends that she went to stay with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
The husband. And he put on a spectacular... You can really see the true love that he had for his wife and his kids, but especially his wife.
Yeah.
And his wife was pregnant, and, you know, that story ends really tragically.
I agree with that. Pickles. What are you doing?
Oh, Pickle,
that is audio video cables and papers.
She's just in a box.
And you're making a nest. I'm afraid my dog has crossed over into the other realm.
Oh, silly pickly cakes.
Okay. We're not going to move on from the mustache. We're going to stick with the performances here. One performance that to me comes to mind is, I'm trying to remember his name. Was it Hawk?
Knock.
Yes. So in the original, yes, he's got the kind of poofy Andy Rooney eyebrows. A reference that's lost on Sabrina.
Yeah, I'm very confused.
But, you know, at some point, if I live long enough, I'm going to have those big curly gray eyebrows. So I already have to trim my eyebrows to put this makeup on. So we're headed there. Now, you have eyebrows, unlike girls from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
You have eyebrows.
That I do.
Do any of those get long?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I gotta constantly pluck them and tweeze them and wax them and all the things. Yeah.
Okay.
Or else I'd have a fat, furry unibrow, so.
In case you didn't know, Sabrina's mom is Persian, and along with that comes her hairy ancestry.
Yep.
So, she will have to be careful not to grow the huge caterpillar eyebrows, and probably has to tweeze her chin and stuff to make sure that she doesn't have a beard.
Tweeze it all.
But Knock, in the original picture, it's mostly the eyebrows and him running through the streets. But again, that's the old-fashioned, like, hand-cranked camera that adds to him, like, jumping through the streets. and really adds to that.
Yeah.
And
he was very laughy, very silly.
I don't remember him so much from the 1979 version, where he would have been, Renfield? But in this version, there's a scene that has all the PETA people up in arms. Because he kind of does an Ozzy Osbourne on this pigeon. And at that point, you're like, okay, this guy's done. Let's not, worry about what he has to say anymore.
And the guy, what does the guy say? He's like, my good fellow, why did you do that?
Yeah, the doctor's like, okay, we've seen this all before. Okay, I understand it's a mental hospital, and we're back in 1860, whatever. But really, we're just going to nonchalantly brush that off, It's okay. Don't worry.
He did style.
But the guy playing Knock, the whole point of this is the guy playing Knock was completely convincing as completely insane. Would you not agree?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Like a pretty scary insane.
Okay. Is there anyone else?
Willem Dafoe.
Oh, Willem Dafoe.
Yep.
We can't forget Willem Dafoe.
No.
Jesus himself.
Saving the best for last.
Sabrina's a little young to remember The Last Temptation of the Christ. Martin Scorsese. And Willem Dafoe played Jesus in the movie. And honestly, I watched the movie. It was a little long and slow, like most movies about Jesus are. But, there was a lot of hoopla surrounding this movie to the point that the manager of the local theater slashed the movie screen before not in a way that it couldn't be repaired, mind you, but slashed the screen in an attempt to gain more hoopla around the movie.
Hoopla!
Willem Dafoe. Bobby Peru, as some of you know him. Sabrina will get there and be traumatized by the character Bobby Peru when we do our David Lynch marathon. Bobby Peru was terrifying. But Willem Dafoe as I don't remember his name. I don't remember his name in this one, but essentially Dr. Van Helsing.
Yeah.
From Dracula. His name escapes me at this point in the Nosferatu. The Widow Stoker safe version. But Willem Dafoe was this professor, and again in the original, with the eyebrows, he had these gigantic eyebrows and this ring of hair.
Yeah.
If not for my toupee, I could show you the hair loss, but we're not going to go there right now.
Another time.
Willem Dafoe. What do you think?
Amazing. I mean, he was basically telling our girl Ellen, Lily Rose Depp, to fuck Count Orlok. Right? And then he steals the cat at the end. Yeah, he steals her cat. Yeah.
I can see that.
But I think the scene where he comes across the sarcophagus and Knock is in there, and then he sets everything on fire.
Yeah,
that scene was powerful.
That was beautiful, and one of the most powerful and also one of the most colorful parts of this movie.
Yeah.
Which brings us right into the cinematography in this movie.
Absolutely incredible. I'd say the best part of the movie is the cinematography. It takes place in the winter where there's snow, just everything with the snow is beautiful.
Yeah.
And the best scene in terms of the cinematography is when our boy Thomas, Nicholas Hoult, scared me. Oh my gosh.
Charlie is upstairs in wood floors.
Anyways, when he's standing right outside waiting for the carriage to take him to Orlok's castle, you know that scene?
Yes,
Where
yes.
he's standing there, and the cinematography, beautiful,
I,
beautiful.
I've seen a rug of that scene.
A rug.
Yeah, the carriage there and the
Yeah,
castle way back
oh,
in the
yeah,
background.
okay.
Somebody
Yeah.
has made a rug or a blanket.
As they should, because that's a damn good scene.
Yes, I mean, like the 1979 version, a lot of the scenes,
8,000 rats.
a lot of the scenes from this movie are like a painting. They're like every shot's a work of art itself. And I have to speak to the change from 1922, where we had to shoot in the daytime and pretend like it was night when there's like full shadows under the folks, to this movie where moonlight was depicted so beautifully.
It
Like,
was.
I have never seen in a movie, I have never seen moonlight, that hue of blue that the moon shines on people. I have never seen moonlight depicted so beautifully as it was in this movie. And
Yeah, just the whole nighttime, the darkness,
Yeah.
the moonlight, just all of that.
darkness and like, yes, just that blue. And when we're in the dining room, when Nicholas Hoult first arrives, Thomas first arrives, you know, the warmth of the fire and the glow of that fire is like evident in the movie to where you can almost feel it. And it's the same with the moonlight.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
So, what else do we have? Oh, we talked about the cinematography. Do you want to talk about the score now? We didn't get all the performances. The score of the movie.
Beautiful.
And
It was by, what was his name? Robert.
I'm gonna look it up and get it in here somehow. I do not remember. Oh, Sabrina's gonna look it up. But the score to this movie was great. I in the meantime will talk.
Robin? Carolan? I was thinking Robert
Carolyn.
Eggers when I said Robert.
Robin
Carolyn. Okay.
Okay. Yes. This score was great. And I'm not going to downplay the score from 1979, although it was largely a two-note score.
I think the score was very fitting for this movie.
Yeah.
It was very haunting.
Yeah.
It's very, yeah.
It definitely helped add to the overall atmosphere of the picture, which was very dark. And unlike 1979, Orlok himself did not stand out against this darkness like Klaus Kinski did. He was part of the darkness.
Yeah.
He was a shadowy figure in most of the scenes.
And no, he did not carry around a coffin like in the 1922 or 1979.
I know you were hoping for that.
I was hoping for that because I love the coffin carrying scene in the first two movies. But with how absolutely terrifying he was in this movie, I feel like if he were carrying around a coffin, he wouldn't be as terrifying, you know? It would kind of make it a little silly. But he was genuinely so scary. So it makes sense that that wasn't in there, but I was initially hoping for that.
And I think this points back to a lot of the supernatural powers that vampires have in the movies. And Probably in Dracula. I need to read Dracula again, I'll be honest. It's been 30-something years since the last time I read Dracula was before Sabrina was born. So we need to revisit that.
Oh, yeah.
But these supernatural kind of powers, the wooing powers, and 1992's Dracula, which we will cover with other Draculas, speaks to this, his seductive powers because of the power that he has to control your will. This was depicted in this movie very well, to where he was able to get Knock to sneak his coffin off the boat, onto the smaller boat, and ship it to the castle in the discreet darkness. And this, to me, it makes a lot more sense than Orlok running around with a coffin under his arm, even though that was funny.
You know what the discreet darkness was full of? 8,000 rats.
8,000 rats. 8,000 rats. And I've heard Willem Dafoe talk about how occasionally it was hard to work with the rats because the rats don't just scurry about. Occasionally a rat.
So cute.
And I can speak to this. My rat, Stevie Ray, is buried right out here in the backyard. He even has a tombstone.
Oh, Stevie.
He died at the ripe old age of 2.5. But Stevie Ray spent a lot of time, in his cage or wherever he was, what's going on around here? What are you doing?
Oh, how cute.
Do you have a Fruit Loop for me?
You're just so cute. Oh, gosh.
And the rats would do this, and the actors had a hard time staying in character when the rats would do this. And I get that.
Yeah.
I get that, because if I saw the rat stand up, I'd like, oh, did the set director get you a Fruit Loop? Because
too precious.
Scurry about.
Too.
Go ahead. Okay. Have we touched on everything we need to touch on? The performances, the mustache, the score, the cinematography.
Yeah.
All in all, a magnificent remake. And though I personally, Murph the Clown, like the Herzog version just a little bit better, I also give this 5 rings.
And you know what? I give it 10 rings!
Oh, 10 rings.
10 rings! Because it was so amazing. It's a new holiday tradition for me now. I plan to watch it every year around the holidays. And
every Christmas.
Every Christmas.
As long as Sabrina's here.
That's when it came out, was Christmas
Every
Day.
Christmas we're going to watch this.
Yes. Yes, we are. And it truly blew me away. And I'm so glad I got to see it twice in theaters. It was so incredible. Jesus.
Okay. We are shooting for next week.
All right, what's it going to be?
Are we? Sunday night? No, it's going to be, let's see. Yeah, we will. We've got time. Let's see what we got here. What do you think, Percival?
Well, something like that. When it comes to something like, I can either take it or leave it, Murph. It's up to you, clown boy.
I can't see this one. Oh, look at this. We're not leaving the vampire world behind.
Okay.
Are we going to have to invite Sabrina back for this one? We're going to have to,
maybe
drag her away from her boyfriend long enough to watch these 2 movies? I don't think we'll do that by next week, but I don't blame you. In case you don't know, Sabrina's new boyfriend is the greatest guy ever. I love him. and he comes over here and we watch movies and like, yeah. If he wasn't great, he would not be allowed in my house.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
some other people I know.
Yeah, we don't talk about those people.
No, we're not going to talk about that right now. We have Vampire and Requiem for a Vampire. So we're largely staying in the same vein next week.
Yes,
With or without Sabrina. Percival will be here. Are you going to like hold on to that thing or are you going to pick up your drink? Can you hear him?
No.
Oh.
There's no him to hear.
Maybe I need some therapy. Well, be sure to join us next week for another vampire double feature. Oh, this was a triple feature.
Oh, it was.
For a vampire triple feature. Let's find the thing here.
Wait.
What?
8,000 rats.
See you next week, kids. I'm already squinting at the thing like